Greg Floriza, thank you so much for joining us today. Getting really excited, of course, looking forward to the West Michigan CEO Summit next month, but we also want to talk a little bit about your guys' background and your businesses themselves. And Greg, let's start with you talking a little bit about the WinQuest Group. You're the CEO, obviously, and president of this organization. Talk to us a little bit about what WinQuest Group is all about.
Sure, Phil. So the WinQuest Group is a ownership group of about a dozen businesses. We manage them on behalf of the Betsy and Dick DeVos family right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where our team is located. Our businesses are all over the country in a variety of sectors, ranging from light manufacturing to hospitality, to retail, to healthcare. You name it, we're probably involved in it. The great thing about that is it means every day our team is serving a diverse group with interesting challenges. So we have the opportunity to help them improve their service to customers and clients around the country.
Mm-hmm. And kind of managing all those different types of businesses all across the country. I mean, just saying that, I can imagine it is quite difficult. I mean, how does that whole process of managing and being in charge of all those different groups really happen? I mean, what is sort of that process like?
Well, leadership's about service. So in our case, we have a dozen sort of key stakeholders, the way we see it, and each one of those businesses are run by another CEO. And CEOs are hard-charging, hard-working, driven folks. And so we have a team of people that we serve and helping them meet their challenges. So every given day, half of them seem to be calling with a unique set of circumstances. And we try to help them triage the issue and get to a better place quickly.
Mm-hmm. And Floriza, let's now focus a little bit on Management Business Solutions, Inc. I mean, you're the founder and CEO of this business. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys are all about.
We're all about talent. We are in the staffing world, so we do a lot of executive, temporary, as well as contingency placement. Our key niche is really identifying individuals that would work with organization based on their requirements. We also focus on a lot of bringing in a lot of diverse talent to clients that we work with, and we just don't work in our backyard. We have national capabilities, and a lot of the things that we do in servicing our clients is really getting to know them and be an extension of their talent team. So we just don't come in and give them a talent or a candidate. We're really there to immerse ourselves within their talent organization, their HR team, and their talent acquisition team, and then be able to really help navigate through what is it that they're looking for with that individual, not just for the present, but also for the future. And also what we say in West Michigan community is, I'm a boomeranger. I'm not a boomeranger. My husband was a boomeranger. So he boomeranged from California to here. So I actually bring a lot of technology-focused clients that I work with in Silicon Valley and then also Oregon that actually gave me that ability to be able to find really hard-to-find talents, because that's what I specialized in when I was in Silicon Valley. So all about talent. We, layman's term, we find people jobs.
Right. And I mean, how difficult is that situation, though? Because it's one thing, we hear it all the time that there are staffing shortages across a wide variety of different businesses. But for you guys in particular, trying to find that right candidate for these businesses, I mean, what are some of those big challenges you guys face on a day-to-day basis?
True. I mean, we've been in business for 17 years, coming up to 18 years. We started when pretty much during the downturn of the economy, or in 06, and I opened it in 06, 08 happened, and it was so difficult to go through as a startup. And finding that talent is really connecting, not just looking at the requirements, but being involved in the community and then being able to network in the community. So that really helped us in identifying real talent for clients that we work with. So that's one. And then secondly, we built a team that is actually able to assess what our clients' needs. And then we also have data scrapers and sourcers and individuals dedicated in making sure those small pieces that the company needs in order for us to find the right talent is there. So it's just building up those small pieces within our organization that's dedicated, and then being able to run through those requirements of our clients.
And now I want to focus on sort of both of your backgrounds, because being a CEO, obviously had to climb that ladder and get to where you guys are. Greg, let's start with you. Talk to me about when you first got out of college and kind of first started getting back in or getting into the workforce and trying to find that job. I mean, was being CEO sort of the overall dream? Was that something that you kind of set out from day one, or is it something that kind of just grew over time? I mean, just you and your own personal work journey.
Great question, Phil. So for me, it was never on the agenda. It was never a dream or a goal, because I actually started in a different career path. I was involved in public policy, campaign management, and political party leadership. So I had a different career before I got into the business world. And in those spaces, I was interested in being a campaign manager, but being a corporate CEO was never on the agenda. But about 15 years ago, I had an opportunity to change careers, and have never looked back. And as I learned the business career in the business sector and serving others through for-profit work, I quickly realized that the same leadership skills that are involved in campaigns are very applicable in the business setting. So slowly, through effort and experience, was able to earn more and more opportunity to serve folks, and that eventually led to where I'm at today. But yeah, it never started as a the last course in college where I was like, my goal is to be X. I just worked hard and took the opportunities as they came.
Mm-hmm. Florie's the kind of same question. I mean, did that ever kind of, I know you're also the founder of Management Business Solutions, but I mean, just kind of when you first were starting to really get there with jobs, I mean, did you ever think that this was going to be your career, your life?
Well, actually, it's funny because I, like my daughter, who never wanted to take over the company that I founded. She was, I think, 2 when she's like, I'm never going to be CEO of Management Business Solutions. I think I mimicked the same thing she said. My mom is a serial entrepreneur. She would go in and go straight and just move forward and move ahead in terms of starting a business. She's never afraid to create a business. I, on the other hand, said, I just want to work for a company, and I'm happy doing that. I've always been in staffing. My journey has been a little bit different. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. English is my second language, so I had to overcome a lot of those difficulties and just being able to enunciate better and not have that thick accent and people to understand me. So I had to go through that. I came to the U.S. In 1990, just right after college. So I have this great degree in math, computer application. I was in Silicon Valley, perfect area to be in, to be a programmer. So I'm supposed to do that, but I ended up not wanting to do that because now I'm not as timid and quiet as wallpaper before, but I always just said that I don't see my career programming in a corner desk. And so I decided that I'm going to just go through and see what's out there for me. Well, of course, it's challenging because I was not able to get any of that opportunities to, give them my resume with my degree. My first job, I had to take out my degree just so I could be employed by KFC. So it was like my first job was, I tell my friends when I was calling them back in 1990, they made me mop the floors. Like I was crying. But those little journeys helped me to strengthen my resolve into being able to just go ahead and say, push through that. And I took every temporary position that I could get, and that's really how it got me started in this career. I took temp jobs wherever it will be. I was in Silicon Valley, commuting everywhere. And that led to me, within the firm I was with, said, we have an opening internally. I actually went into finance first, not knowing finance, so I applied math with finance. Took classes in Berkeley so that I could just get my, I was at UC Berkeley enrolled in because I was working in San Francisco, and then just went through that whole challenges of learning how to work in the U.S. And so with that experiences, I just pretty much worked through my career in staffing since 1990. Various from, I started as a worker, I went to finance within the organization, and then slowly went to saying, hey, I could be a recruiter. And that really began my journey. When I went to West Michigan, my husband's originally from Grand Rapids, that's what brought us here, is I said, okay, I'm done with it. I'm just going to go ahead and be quiet and be happy with our daughter, who was at that point 3 months old. So we just said, okay, this is what it is. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. little do I know I'm not built to be a stay-at-home mom, and I started doing some contract work again, and then found out that staffing is in my blood. So that's really where it is. It's always been staffing was in my blood. And then after some challenges that I've experienced when we were here, it was, the non-compete that hopefully would not be here anytime soon. I don't know, another topic.
Right.
But anyways, I had a non-compete, non-solicitation with the firm I was with, and I decided at that point, rather than go through another one of that type of scenario, I went ahead and founded Management Business Solutions. So long story short, I founded the firm, and I gave it the vision and the philosophy I wanted to help candidates identify what's right for them, and that building that relationship to get them to the next step. So hence MBS was born.
Right. No, that's an incredible story. And, just hearing from the two of you, you both took different journeys. You didn't start out with that overall goal of, I'm going to run a company one day. You both worked in different fields, got to where you are today. Any tips? Because that is something that we have seen, is people jumping different jobs and going into different fields, something that maybe they didn't go to school for, or something that they never thought that they would end up being. We have been seeing that more and more. For people that are maybe thinking about doing that or taking that leap, and doing something else, maybe something that they've never done before. I mean, you two are perfect people to ask this question to, but any tips, anything you would maybe recommend or offer as a little bit of help to get people to make that jump and to do something that maybe will bring them that happiness in that work life? Greg, let's start with you.
Well, it may sound a little cliche, but these are the honest truth. Work hard.
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Be the first to work, the last to leave. Take advantage of every opportunity. Invite yourself to the party if an opportunity is not offered. Just take initiative. That will make you stand out. That'll make you different in this day and age, and it'll make you noticed. And if you handle responsibilities well, even when you make mistakes, if you own them and keep working hard, keep striving, you're going to win. You're going to move up. You're going to provide value to folks, whether it's your employer or your customers. That's the way you win.
Mm-hmm. And Floriza, same question. I mean, anything that you would offer somebody who is looking to make that leap, make that jump to a new career path?
Yeah, in addition to what Greg said, and those are all what successful individuals did, raising your hand and first in, last out type of individual. But for me, it's always about passion, what you're passionate about, and let it sink through to what you're doing. And I've seen individuals start from one career and then pivot to another, and I mean, in testament to what Greg and I have done. But there's also individuals who said, I want to be an attorney, who continue to be very successful attorneys and stuff. And so look at your passion, review what that is, and then really what is your core values that align to that passion. So being able to really go through that and understanding that would make that journey and that road that you're traveling a lot easier. We were also fortunate during COVID times. We were able to create another division called Crossroads, and that really helped us in identifying or helping individuals identify their career paths. And we've done career mapping, and being able to look at the professional also would be a good thing to be able to do. We go to a tax preparer to do our taxes. We go to attorneys for legal advice, and so I always said, well, you need help with your career, go to a career coach or a career mapping expert to really identify what is good for you, to review and really understand what your passion and what your core values are to get you to that next steps. Because sometimes it's hard to identify what really sits well with us, so and what that career path is. But I always said passion.
Yeah, right. Great tips, and I think a lot of people can learn a lot from just listening to the two of you talk. But I want to switch gears just a little bit and focus on, I guess, the changing of business in general. I mean, it feels like every form of job has changed drastically over the past couple of years, whether it's coming out of COVID or retaining some of those ideas that we learned during the pandemic. Just want to ask what you guys have been noticing in your own specific fields over the past couple of years. What are some of the big challenges you guys are facing? Maybe some of the big changes that have happened in your specific field, and really the ways that you guys are trying to combat those challenges or tried to adapt a little bit. Larissa, why don't we start with you? What have you been noticing over the past couple of years, and what have you guys over at Management Business Solutions been trying to do to fit better in with these changing times and also adapt with everything going on?
So great questions, Phil. Changes that's been happening in the staffing world, it seems like it's always changing on a daily basis. May it be the pandemic or the recession or all of the senders a boom, right? We always have to be prepared for it. In the downturn, we focus a lot with the candidates. I guess that's where I say we stock our shelves, although our product walks off the shelves is what I always say. Individuals that we work with, during the downturn, there's a lot more candidates. And then during the uptick, when talent's a shortage, we have to go find those, and then the client's demands are higher. So it's that balancing act is always what we are faced with. We're a key indicator of how, the economy's doing. When we see a downturn in the economy, they don't utilize us because we're a fee for service. So, and then when things are going really well, our clients are willing to pay staffing firms because they need to react and be quick on what they need to do. Right now, we're kind of in, this time around, a little bit on a lull, I guess is what I could say. Of course, our business is very cyclical. Summer tends to be a little, down, and then come budget times, everybody's like, I don't want to lose my head count. I'm going to start hiring individuals again. So what I see in our business world, it's always been all those cyclical up and down, being able to manage and balance and be able to really find, what's happening right now in terms of what the niche area market that clients are looking for. They may not look for HR talent right now, but finance is going to be key once the third quarter hits because budgets are coming. So it's really preparing for that cyclical movements of what's going to happen and anticipating that and finding that balance. What's happening right now in the staffing world too is changing because we are faced with the hybrid, we all work from home and remotely, and then it's quickly changing, and we're working with a lot of clients all across the country. So we do national searches. So we've been seeing trends coming from California of everybody going back to the office, and hybrid is slowly, decreasing. And the more and more of that remote positions are, being phased out a little bit. But I don't think it's going to completely go away because I think hybrid works really well right now. It just depends on the position. And with cybersecurity coming into effect, how do you protect the data? So that's another piece that we're seeing as well is, data protection when remotely individuals are working. Obviously, you can't do remote when you're doing manufacturing, but but those IT jobs and service work that you're doing for clients, may it be IT support and finance. Those are things that has data security that's happening right now that clients are looking at. So that's what we see right now in terms of things in our industry.
That was going to be one of my next questions was how did you kind of see the future of hybrid work? And I appreciate you answering that question without me even having to ask it. Greg, now let's focus on the WinQuest Group and sort of your business sector. I mean, how have things been changing over the past couple of years? And again, what are some ways that you guys are trying to combat those challenges or also adapt to them and make it so you guys aren't being as impacted negatively, I guess, with these changing times?
Great question. Well, the number one thing that I see, and I can sort of group it under the concept of change and growth. So the rate at which the world is changing is undeniable, and it's only picking up velocity, which means, the way you end your week the challenges that you're confronting may never have been anticipated at the beginning of the week. And this rate of change is only going to increase and have a greater velocity. So how do you thrive and survive in that sort of capacity? Well, it has to do with personal growth. We have to support every single one of our team members to really get into the habit of continuous and personal growth. In some form or fashion, everyone has to stretch themselves. Everyone has to go to bed every single day having improved their capacity to do things better. That's tiresome. And so being able to help people manage their energies while they do that, because we have jobs and demands every day that need to be delivered. But along the way, one of the key things is to grow on a personal level. Every single team member has to, because if they don't, their ability to add value is going to diminish. And we know how the market responds to folks who don't add value. They become jobless, and businesses go out of business. That's the harsh reality. So in order to avoid that, in order to meet our customers' needs, we have to grow. And as employers, we have to support team members' growth journey, all at the same time as delivering today's expectations. So it's really having two jobs, today's jobs and tomorrow's jobs, all being done in the same time period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine it gets kind of hectic down there trying to, again, pay attention to what's going on, but then also kind of look forward to the future. Let's shift gears a little bit now, if you guys don't mind, to the West Michigan CEO Summit next month. Obviously, an exciting time for CEOs and business individuals all throughout the area to come gather, learn a little bit of something. Speaking in particular with this year's CEO Summit, is there anything in particular you guys are really looking forward to, whether it's a speaker that's going to be there, a topic that's going to be covered, or really just the networking opportunities you guys are going to have there? Greg, why don't we start with you?
It's Phil, it's all of the above. The networking, the speakers. It's an opportunity for leaders in this region to come together, re-energize, get excited, sharpen some skills that they use to serve their customers. But I have to admit, as a Spartan, hearing from Mark D'Antonio is certainly a highlight. But hearing from all the speakers, including Floriza and all the other colleagues are going to be joining us, it's going to be an exciting opportunity. And a huge shout out to our local chamber. You know, the Grand Rapids Chamber is really a special organization. I've worked in a variety of communities across this country, and we're really blessed to have one of the top chambers in the nation. These folks every day deliver amazing programs, educational opportunities, informational programs, networking opportunities, support that's individualized to help your business grow and thrive. So this is just another example of that, the CEO Summit, and why we're so blessed to have the Grand Rapids Chamber.
Mm-hmm. And Floriza, anything in particular you're really looking forward to this time around at the CEO Summit?
Well, actually, it's quite honored to speak at the event, so I'm very excited to do that. Nervous, but excited. So, the lineup of speakers has been, truly amazing, and the chamber putting this on year after year really helps in that connectivity. So it's really nice to be able to be there to really connect. I've attended a lot of the CEO Summit, and you see, I say you do your networking with fellow CEOs all in one place. It's so much, so much easier to do it that way, to actually find everybody. And it's nice to be able to have them all in one room and be able to really connect with everybody and network without having to do this in, 10, 20, or 30 days, and you get to meet everybody all at once. It's also a good way for, individuals to be able to say, hey, who am I targeting? Who am I trying to go ahead and connect? And this is a good place to convene and be able to take a look at those networking opportunity to do that. So, but obviously it's not just the CEO Summit the Chamber does. There's also a lot of different opportunities that they do all throughout the year that Greg has mentioned. So it's great to be there, and I can't wait to hear stories, because I always said that I've attended in the past, and you get energized, you get that real sense of, if a person like an immigrant whose English is a second language could be on the stage to do this, nerve-wrackingly, but I think anybody could do it. So so that's one of the key things that I've always looked forward to is I get energized when I go to events like this, but I also get to be able to see friends and acquaintances that I know that are CEOs for their organization that I needed to connect to, and it's a good convening place. But lastly, it's that information that we get on a personal and professional growth in hearing, keynote speakers or individuals, or or even a sounding board with your fellow CEOs within the table or within the room. So it's a nice way to really get everything all at one shot, and that half day is a great investment for anyone to really be able to get that connection.
It's going to be an awesome time. Again, it's happening on June 10th over at the JW Marriott in downtown Grand Rapids. Really looking forward to seeing all the great speakers, including Floriza, and just seeing everything that is discussed, the important topics, seeing Coach D'Antonio, of course. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. Greg, Floriza, thank you both so much for stopping by today. We really do appreciate the conversation.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.